Hey Michael, it's Eric. I just got the call. They're coming out to get South Park in a little while. So I wanted to make this video so you actually had some idea on what to do when you first get it. Because I remember you saying this was like your first pinball machine. Okay, so when you get your game, it's going to look like this, except it's going to have tons of blankets and shrink wrap and everything on it. First things first, if you're going up or down stairs, leave all the shrink wrap on it, okay? But take the legs off, and then you can stand the game up. Unfortunately, I don't have an example in here on standing the game up, but you can stand the game up on the back on these little tiny pegs right here. See these things? So you can actually stand it up this way, like a video game or a refrigerator, and then put a dolly underneath it, and then go up and down the stairs with it if you need to do that. All right. So first things first, though, you get it. If you got it where you want it, and you're on the legs, and then you unwrapped it. Now the next thing you got to do is set it up. So you lift up the head. It's on a hinge right here. See this hinge system? Okay. And so this whole head just lifts up, and you just want to make sure that these go back into the holes and don't get jammed up. So you pick it up. Man, it's kind of heavy. Sorry that camera shot's kind of tight. I'm doing this all by myself. So you pick it up and you set it down, right? And then you take the cardboard off. The cardboard's there just to protect the head. And then I'm gonna have the key twist tied right here with underneath all the stretch wrap. So make sure you get the key, you know, South Park coin. And what I want you to do then is open up the coin door. And inside the coin bucket, I just have it sitting out, is this hex key, okay? You gotta take this hex key and stick it in the back of the machine. So now I'm coming around to the back of the game. And you can see this little arrow thing where it says latched and unlatched. So what you want to do is stick this in this slot, okay? Because right now if you just grab the head, it's gonna move. You know, the head opens up, so we got to latch it. And so then you turn this, and then the head's locked in place. You can leave that sitting there, or you can pull it back out and stick it in the coin bucket. Okay, so now your game is safe. Then you're gonna want to plug it in. The cord will be shoved into this hole right here, okay? If for some reason you pull it out and you only got like a foot, then somehow it got twisted under the game, but it should come out pretty clean. And then plug it in, and once you set it up and plug it in, the power switch is under the front leg of a pinball, right here in this hole, right there. Okay, so you turn it on, and the game should turn on. Sorry, it's a little blurry. Oh wow, wait for it. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so game should look like that. This looks really dark on my screen for some reason. And then you can actually hit start, and you should be ready to go. If you hit start one time, it'll be a one-player game.
Hello there, children.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, it's in family mode still. I'll put that into adult mode. But if you push start again before you launch the ball,
Miss Ellen loves.
then you got a 2-player. Push start again.
Miss Ellen loves.
You got a 3-player.
Miss Ellen
4-player.
loves. We've got to do something. Miss
I think it actually goes to 5.
Miss Ellen
And
loves.
actually it goes to 6 players if you want to do 6 players. And then as soon as you launch the ball, that locks in who's playing, you know, and then you're playing. Okay, so that's that. The other things I wanted to show you, I'm gonna turn it off here, is inside the coin door, hanging up, is another set of keys, which are right here. These keys are for the head, if you have to get behind here to look at circuit boards. Yeah, I think it would fit, right? Okay. And then to pull this out, you have to lift up and pull it forward a little bit, and then drop it down, and then the glass comes right out. And then you got access to all the circuit boards. Okay. Now, hold on one second, putting the glass down. Just a quick little synopsis on the boards here. So this is your high voltage for your display only. There's a fuse on there. This is your main CPU board. There's your batteries. Those were changed. So they're good for a long time. And then your power supply board is down here, and then is your display, and there's a display board attached right to the back of the display. If you ever have to pull this out, you actually have to lift it up. You can see it's just kind of latched over the top right here. And right here, it's not screwed in or nothing, but you just pick it up, straight up, and pull it forward and drop it down. And then you have access to, you know, the display driver. The display itself is down, sandwiched in the middle, and then you have, you know, you can get to everything in here. Most of the fuses are right here. Okay, so if something doesn't work, you know, you got no lights, or a string of lights is out, or like a couple things aren't working, some coils or something, there's a list right here of which fuse does what and what rating it is, as in like 3 amp, 5 amp, etc. Okay, I'm gonna put this camera down for a second while I put that board back in, see if I can set this up so you can see how that goes back in. It's not hard to put it in, but it's hard to do it with one hand. You want to make sure you don't get any wires crimped while you're putting it back in. Okay, so now that's back in, and I'll put the glass back in, put it in, push up, push the bottom in, and drop it back down, and you can latch it again so it locks. I'm going to push this back so I can actually show you how to get onto the playfield if you need to do that too. Okay, so looks like the camera's kind of good here. So you can see this little yellow bar right here. Okay, so this comes, you have to push it this way, and that releases this. This is called the lockdown bar. It releases the lockdown bar. Then you can pull that off. And you set that aside. Then you can slide the glass down like that. And then once you have the glass down, you have access to the playfield. So if something gets hung up, you know, you can actually touch the playfield, or work on Kenny or Chef, or, you know, in the toilet, Mr. Hankey's up in there in a toilet, you know, so on and so forth. And then you can actually, you lift up right here if you have to get under the playfield. Okay, you pull it towards you, and then you can set it down so this little latch is in here. Okay, and then you can actually access the stuff underneath the playfield. To do it safely, you want to knock all the balls out. I do that by actually doing this right here, if you need to do that. Put them in your pocket, and then lift the playfield up. Okay, and then you have access to the whole underside of the playfield. If for some reason you got to change some light bulbs, or something locks on and you got to change it out, you know, that's how you have access to that. You got your speaker and your transformer. Nothing ever goes wrong with your transformer, don't worry about that. If for some reason you get the game and you plug it in and like absolutely nothing at all happens, that's your one fuse. That's like your main line fuse. So like that would be like a lightning strike situation. And there's your plumb bob if you want to adjust your plumb bob. And that's about it. The volume is actually down here on the service buttons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the playfield back down. Okay, put the balls back in it. Turn the game back on. I'm actually going to put it into adult mode for you while you're here. See if I can do it so you can see both. So what you got to do is go into test mode here, push begin test. It goes into a service menu up there, and it's going to be an adjustment. So that's going to be that one, adjustment, and I'm pretty sure it's the park, so like the South Park adjustments specifically. And then extra ball memory, no, let's see, toilet mech enabled, Kenny mech enabled, adult speech enabled. I'm going to move over to yes, and then go forward again.
That's good, dude. Just calm down.
So now adult speech is enabled. And what saves that setting is actually your batteries. So one of the things is if your batteries die, you lose all your settings. It won't be set to free play. It'll go back to whatever the default settings are for the game. And then just go to quit.
That's good, dude. Just calm down.
And so then at first it comes up with the display version, then the CPU version, and then your game boots up. And then once it says free play, and it looks like all the lights are going in a track mode, that's how you know everything, booted up properly and it looks good. I apologize, this is kind of dark, but I'm doing this on my iPhone, and it's not the greatest recording device. But if you got any other questions, before this ships out to you, let me know. Otherwise, she's going to be packed up and ready to go here shortly. And, I'll put the glass back on. You just slide the glass back in and then put the lockdown bar back on, and the game's good to go. So hope you enjoy it.